homies. All right, we're back in the studio. No Prisoners Podcast, me and Gilmar Tobar, and then me, of course, Andrew Man. So, got a camera on Gilmar today. What's up? People are like, what's that motherfucker look like?
Some of y'all might know, some of y'all don't.
Yeah, dude. This is what Gilmar looks like, and he's got the Air Force Ones clean on today with the fresh lace up, whatever the kids say in the streets.
Yeah, I don't
Anywho, yeah, you saw those fresh sneakers I copped at the consignment shop.
Yeah, the EQTs. EQT supports.
I'm not a big shopper, but we were out and about. Go and get some food. Walked past this store and I saw Ariel go. I'm like, you want to go in? And she's like, nah, I know you're hungry. I'm like, you damn right I'm hungry. We got there and ate the food. We went and did some shopping. This consignment shop in Princeton.
It's a good shop, man. You didn't even go look at the clothes. You were like, nah, I'm staying.
No, I'm not fucking doing this. I just want to get some ice cream and get the out of here.
What ice cream you get?
Thomas Sweets.
Is that the one by the Say Cheese place? By
the grilled cheese place. Yeah.
Place
That's the place. Yeah, I'm getting a phone call from potential spam right now. Let me divert them.
You should have picked up and fucked with them.
No BD. Be like, hello, is Mr. Man available?
No, he's dead.
I'll be like, no. I killed him. Actually, no, he's still breathing. He's still breathing. What do you need from him? You need him to pay some bills? What, you looking for some donations?
His last words.
What's your last words? And then just like, no. What if they called the cops on us? And they're like, we totally forgot. We pranked them. And then all of a sudden the police showed up. And they're like, we're investigating a murder. Be like, what? What?
What do you mean?
Oh, that didn't happen.
I didn't do shit.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. Makes you think about prank phone calls. Speaking of prank phone calls, you overheard a hell of a phone call the other day.
That was insane.
Dude, that phone call that's just how things go in my life.
Yeah.
If you have it, I mean, some people have a decent view on it, some people don't. But I just have this energy that just attracts weird shit. And a few Fridays ago, I got in a little road rage altercation with a gentleman, fellow contractor, landscaper, if you will, a man of the grass, clip.
Snap.
You know what I'm saying? So homeboy was just trying to either get to the next lawn or get home. We're not so sure, but we were at this light, and there's two cars in front of me, but I got a big vehicle, so you can't really see that there's two cars in front of me. So this guy, like, we had a green arrow. But you know how people are. They're just, like, moseying along. It's Friday. And I'm like, whatever the fuck, dude. It's Friday. Like, whatever. I'm not in any hurry. It just is what it is. This guy's laying on his horn, like leaning up on his dashboard, giving me the finger. I'm like looking at my mirror. I'm like, what the hell is this dude's problem? So like I pulled into we were getting onto like a 2-lane road, you know? Yeah. So I had ample opportunity to get alongside this fella, you know, do my due diligence, investigate his problems. So I slowed down. I was like, dude, what the fuck is your problem, dude? He's like, can you drive? You just fucking drive. And I was like, why are you driving like an asshole? Right? I was like, what? There's kids on the streets and shit. There's, families driving home. Like, why are you driving a landscape, dump truck with a trailer? Like, this was, a large apparatus of swinging it around on the road. So his phone number was posted on the side of his vehicle, like the entire side of the truck. And I'm like, oh man, it's that big. I literally am. It took me. You know how you have to remember a phone number? Mm-hmm. No, not this time.
No.
Remembered that shit. 215-448. Won't say the last two. Their last four. They're engraved in my mind. Did a great job branding, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, he negatively branded me, and I decided to call the phone number on there and be like, I'm going to report this guy. Like, whatever. I'm a little upset.
Yeah.
Rubbed me the wrong way. So I called. I I left a voicemail and I left my full name and phone number. Like I was not hiding. I was like, look, buddy, I don't know if this is an employee or what. Maybe you're just upset. Maybe I don't know if this is the owner of the company driving this car. But maybe give me a call back and explain to me what is up your ass. And he obliged. He called back. We had a phone conversation. I was a lot calmer than he was. At this point, I realized what the situation was, and now I was just now I'm just now I'm entertained.
Mm-hmm.
This conversation, I'm getting accused of all types of things. I was called a racist.
You were called a racist?
Yeah, he's white, so I was like, all right, cool. Well, what's the next one? Let's go. Let me put a quarter in and see if we get something else out.
Bigot.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just keep going. So he at one point was using a word that didn't make any sense, and I was like, that's not the word you're looking for. I was like, that's not the, and then we did that. Oh, man. Yeah, but it could have fell on the ground. We don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that.
So I was like, all right, buddy. I don't understand, like, why you don't understand why I called you. Because you were driving like a maniac, and there's no need for that. And he's like, well, if you got a problem, write a review. And I'm like, oh, dude, I wasn't gonna.
Wait, he told you to do that?
Yeah. He was like, if you got a problem, asshole. He was like telling me that I'm all these things. And I'm like, well, your phone number's written on the side of your car. Like, you're advertising to people. Like, this time you advertised to the wrong person. I'm not interested in lawn cutting. I'm interested in learning how you're going about driving on these roads.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. So that was fine. I left him a review and, went about my Friday night business. And then Saturday morning, I left him a 1-star review. I first left it on Facebook, but then I deleted it. I was like, I'm not really trying to cause that much damage.
Yeah.
There's no need for that. I'm not trying to, get the situation out of control. But Yelp, I'll fucking do one on Yelp. Nobody goes on there. So I went on the Yelp. I don't even have a Yelp account. I had to create an account, which that by the time I was done doing that, I was like, this is really worth it. But it was. So needless to say, I wrote my review, and it was stunning 1-star review. And I woke up on Saturday morning, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a dick move. I don't even know this guy. It's literally like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm about to play some video games. Saturday morning ritual. Yeah. I'll change my review. So I gave him a 5-star review. And I changed my comment to be like, hey, look, like I originally left a bad review here. I don't even know you. Maybe you're just having a bad day. Like, road rage isn't cool. Like, we can, roads need to be a little bit safer in this small town. Right. Whatever. Just chill. Here's your 5 stars. Nobody's going to ever read this. There's 3 people ever going to read this comment. I'm just letting you know. I don't give a letting you know basically your phone number's on the side of your car, and if you don't want to be an ass, if you don't want like people to reach out and ruin your business, don't put your phone number and business name all over the side of your car. Like, it made clear sense to me. Mm-hmm. Like, when you have your logo, like this is what these contractors and stuff out here need to realize. Your logo and your phone number and the cool rap job that you paid $2,000 for, or however much you overpaid for, like, that's all great. But does it really get you business? Not really. It's just like when you pull up to the place that you already earned the business, you look a little bit more official. Mm-hmm. So I've had lettering on the truck that I didn't like it. Right? It just didn't. You look like you were all like, it didn't work for me. And
it's not you either.
Yeah, it's not me. It's just we're discreet. Yeah, we're exactly. If you hire us because it's for a reason. It's not. I don't need every Tom, Dick, and Jane's fucking business on the street. Mm-hmm. It's not like I don't need it because I'm rich, which is not the case. It's more like I don't need it because I don't need the frustration. We're specifically good at. Yeah. It's nothing to do about money. It actually makes you more money when you know exactly what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Because then you're not like, you see a lot of guys getting started at, and it's usually general contractors. I'll speak to these boys.
The GCs.
These GCs out there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they get into it and they're like, you know what? Like, I'm a framer. I'm doing trim. We're doing trim and doors and stuff. And then all of a sudden somebody's like, hey, I got a deck. You know anybody who wants to do decks? And they're like, well, I got a saw. I would only need to buy, $1,000 more in tools. I could probably do a deck. And they start doing decks. And then, while they're doing decks, somebody's like, would you anybody does power washing? And they're like, yeah. I got a power washer for Christmas last year. I'll power wash your house. And then next thing you know, the dude who was doing trim and doors 2 years ago is now power washing the side of the house because he thinks like doing everything himself is somehow the way to make money. Mm-hmm. But then all you do is just run around with soaked boots trying to frame decks up and figure out how to fit your power washing clients in. You're an idiot. Anyway, good luck to you.
Yeah.
So me and Steven had, our little situation on Friday. And then we interact, I had a couple phone calls come through over the week, that, I was just too busy to take. But I was pretty sure they were from Steven. All right. And then I forgot about it. And then I think it was like Thursday rolled around?
I think it was the Thursday, yeah.
So Thursday rolls around. And like lots going on in the office. And the phone's ringing. I don't even look at it. I picked it up. And it's, listen, he asshole. And I was like, oh, shit. Here we go again, boy. I was like, how you doing, man? I'm like, you're still on this whole thing? He's like, listen, you think blah, 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 you could reach out and ruin people's business and leave asshole reviews like that? And I was like, buddy. At which point John got on the phone, right? And I was like, oh, my God.
Wait, how was John involved?
John was calling me. So, like, I'm on this phone call with this guy. So I literally, like, not even say anything to him. I literally just was like, hold call, answer call, merge call. John's on the phone.
I love that.
Right? So now this dude is literally, because John had, like, nobody believes when this stuff happens to me. Yeah. Like, not this specific situation doesn't happen to me all the time. It's always different. Right. But the energy is always, like, the same. It's always just wild. And how did this happen? I agree. How did we get here? So we got here, and we were there, and the guy was really upset, and the conversation's just wild. I'm being accused of all types of things. At this point, we've listened to how upset he is. We've realized that we've just got an upset man on our hands here that probably just needs, whatever, just needs to be consoled a little bit, So under my lawyer's advice, we were like, all right, so we'll agree to like take the 5-star review down because it makes me look like an asshole, so it's better for me. Mm-hmm. That's how it was sold. It's better for me, not for him. I look like an asshole from the review, so that's how I was like. All right, sir, you're probably right, even though I very clearly look like a reasonable human being, just wondering why you're driving like that. But okay, but I agreed to take it down because like you're right. You know what? We can agree to like squash the beef or whatever. So we like squashed the whole thing. It was pretty tense or whatever. And at the end of the whole conversation, John was like, "Yeah, in honor of the agreement, like we set forth L'chaim." And the guy goes like, "I'm like what? Like what?" And then the guy is like real defeated voice was just like, "L'chaim." And he's like, nobody in this conversation is Jewish. I'm just, I'm trying to hold back laughter. Yeah. So the guy, that was it. We let it go. Mm-hmm. But we didn't. Because then he called back the next day. I know that was like a Wednesday, I think. Because on Thursday, we did a podcast and I was here in the office by myself. You're right. And he calls me again. At this point, like now I know the number I know like every number he calls from at this point, which is like he's switching it up to try and get me to answer. I'm like, dude, if I have time, I'll answer you. It's not like I'm hiding. I gave you my name and phone number. Like you could find me on the internet. I'm literally talk on microphone on a camera. You just come find. It's not that hard. So he calls and we're just going back and forth again. Like he just couldn't get past the fact that I had done this to him. And I was like, well, man, like I feel like you keep calling me because you want to be friends with me. And he's like, maybe we could, maybe we would have been friends. And I was like, nah, dude, you sound like a pretty reasonable guy. I was like, what do you eat for lunch? He's like, tells me what he eats for lunch normally. He's like, when I'm running between sites, checking on the guys, I'm like, oh, dude, let's meet for lunch next week. You have my phone number. We're friends now. This is a pretty funny story.
We're local.
We're both local. Why don't you just give me a call? We'd be friends, and you could just stop being mad at the fact that you drove like a maniac and pissed me off, and then I pissed you off, and then you obsessed over it for a week and a half. Like, why don't we just be friends? was like, you need to let this go.
Yeah, right.
So for this man's health and well-being, I decided the only way out was through. So we're probably going to be best friends now.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, he definitely likes you.
Because he was just like, we know mutual people. We could probably exchange business, all this stuff. I was like, look, man, I know you. Like, he kept saying my company's name wrong, but he got it pretty close.
Yeah, he kept saying
Audax removal.
Audax removal.
I was like, if you caught me 5 years ago, I would have been mad about that.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, it is.
We confuse the shit out of the people with the names.
Audax removal.
Yeah, so pretty much now I have a friend. I've made a friend through a road rage situation. So I don't know.
I don't know how that happens to you, but you always somehow end up on top through the weirdest situations.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, so this guy, hopefully we hang out and someday we can tell a story. But he was like, yeah, I just got married, that, and the other thing. I'm like, oh, congratulations. Like, told me some sad story about his dad passing away recently. I was like, oh, sorry. Doesn't explain it, but we'll never know.
Maybe we'll come on a podcast.
Probably. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think that's a good idea.
You're right. It's not a good idea. Fuck it, let's do it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, if he listens and he
Shout
wants
out.
to come on the podcast, I guess we'll make it happen.
Shout out, Steve.
But we have to agree to be civil.
Yeah, of course. I'll have disclosure agreements ready.
Yeah. We should probably start having people sign things.
For what?
I don't know. What if we do something wild on the show, or we invent something and then somebody comes back and they're like, I want to cut to that. Be like, well, like, we invented it actually. Like, you were just here when we talked about it. They're like, nah. Be like, we got a podcast where I half invented that. I'm like, oh shit.
Or I have invented that.
You know what I'm saying?
We could put a disclaimer at the beginning.
Like, what if I invent a time machine?
Mm.
Like, what if some dude comes here and inspires me to invent a time machine? For some reason, very successful time machine.
Mm-hmm.
And then they want to cut of that. I'm going to be forced to go back in time and deal with that. And I really don't want to have to do things like that. That's butterfly effect stuff. Like, let's just let's just travel in time and safely. It's not a good way to start off the time traveling relationship on a negative foot. I mean, if we had that document in place, we could, just go and travel in time without impediment. But
can someone ask for a cut of something based off just inspiration? Like, I inspired that. I deserve a cut of that.
It's not whether or not they can. It's whether or not they can make it difficult for you. Sometimes in life, it's not whether or not you can do it. It's like whether or not you can make it unbearable for somebody else.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pressure someone.
Yeah.
We don't want that. And yeah, the butterfly effect, bro. You move one little leaf, maybe in 10 years you'll gain 30 pounds. Your weight might change. Littlest things like that, bro.
Dude, that's not okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on this week, though.
Mm-hmm.
We have a decent amount to talk about. You want to just kick it off with the Afghan thing?
Oh, bro, yeah, let's go.
It's a messy situation, but the only thing that like I found wild was that video of like people getting onto the plane. You saw that? No, yeah. It was on I would go to like.
Did you put it on your story or?
I don't think so.
I thought you did.
No,
I saw it on someone's story.
Maybe story. I don't know, but watching those folks fall off the plane as it took off into the air because they were like thought it was a better decision. Like I kind of want to know. Like, I don't know. Like, you'll never be able. Like, I don't think we'll ever be able to know that emotion. Yeah, this stuff. That whole. Yeah, it's just a U.S. Air Force plane just being like, hey, look, like, we're leaving. You guys can hang on. This guy's just waving to the camera.
Yeah.
And then there's just, like, these people all huddled up on, like, the outside of the plane here, like, hanging on to the wheel well. Ugh. So, my whole thing was, yeah, jeez. There it goes, dude. Oh, my God. You know what's kind of fucked up?
What?
About that, though? This whole situation started with people jumping out of a building that had a plane crashed into it. now the ultimate conclusion is we have people falling off a plane with no buildings crashing into it. So it's like kind of like poetic at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you guys came here, crashed a plane into us. A bunch of our people had to like jump out of the, burning building. And now your people are jumping off of planes. It's just the world's such a weird place.
Yeah,
it's a very odd place. Very odd place. But what people don't realize about Afghanistan is Afghanistan doesn't really have like a nationalist movement. There is no like when we have United States, it's like we think of United States as like one big thing. But like imagine if like all the states had like their own little ways about them that were very distinct. Like each state had its own religion and like way to marry women and way to farm or belief system, or some of them were violent, some of them weren't. And then you just put them in a little country called Afghanistan. That's what you have. You have like the Uzbek tribe. Like you have all these tribes living together with like very, very different beliefs, some of them. And you're asking them all to organize and fight a bigger threat. So when people are like very fucking foolishly being like, they just ran away and got steamrolled. Yeah, they did. But you're kind of like, you're looking at it from your high horse. In the United States, it's very organized. And like, we have a very organized military. Like, it was gonna take a lot longer than 20 years of fighting over there to get them to like see what was going on. And in my opinion, I think the Afghan military probably understood what they were fighting against. But like sometimes you need to know what you're like gonna get out of it, right? It's like, okay, that's a threat over there, and we're gonna fight that. But if we win, we get all of this benefit. And I don't think maybe it wasn't on the U.S. military. Like I don't know if it was on anybody, but we failed to connect. In my own opinion, we failed to connect that circle with their military. Because if they understood, like, hey, if we stand and fight here and we band together, like, we will have all of these things that all this infrastructure that we just spent all this money on, we'll be able to keep all that. But instead, they're just like, no, well, if, things are just going to go back to the way they are because we don't know anything. Like, it's not just so cut and dry. Is it really messy that our country spent, like, I don't even know, like $88 billion training them over the last few years, not to mention all the other money, we've spent and all the human lives lost and all that effort? Yeah, is that very disappointing? Yeah, totally. That's why it's kind of like everybody that's, there's no black and white response to this. But I do think we left a little quickly, perhaps. But it is, my thing, I guess, is, we started it in a way, and we didn't really finish it. And that's not how I do things.
You started me, finish them.
Yeah, you started me, finish them. But I get it. There's a lot of sides to that argument, because you can have, the imperialist argument where it's like, why is the United States over there? You can have, the, bushwhacker, long landscaper dudes like, we're America, we don't get fucked with, nuke them. Guns. Like, that's, I guess, a point of view. Not really a good one. Right now, my perspective is we have what was a small contingent of people that hated us now have an entire country with infrastructure in place to hate us from. And now we kind of, over the last 20 years of fighting, we kind of like catalyzed a bigger problem. And now by us leaving, we're like, oh, okay, cool. Just have your own country now. And like, I guess we'll see you guys on our soil, or you guys can do whatever you want now.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. We need to be there disrupting the situation. We've created the beast. Now we gotta, unfortunately, make sure it doesn't get out of hand.
Gotta behead that beast, man.
Otherwise, I think it's interesting that people are already like, oh, there's heightened terror threats in the United States. I saw that like that chart with like the orange zone and the red zone. You remember
Really?
that when we were kids?
Oh, okay.
It was like,
okay.
oh, we're currently in the orange zone. It's a hot terror threat alert. It's like, why? Because we're having a baseball game? What do you think? These guys are everywhere?
Just like
They're like
unite.
half their population doesn't even have like running water and shit like that. Like, what do you think they're fucking doing? Get out of here.
Infiltrating us like secret agents or some shit.
I don't think so. How the
think so.
Chinese? That's a different story. We got some infiltrators there. They're on some generations of infiltrating. They got like probably grandchildren spies. They probably got spies of spies, born to spies.
Born
like
to spies.
my mom and dad are spies, so I'm a spy. China.
They have a spy academy, bro. It's a bunch of little Chinese spies.
A little bunch of Chinese spies.
Yeah, they can contort and fit into vents and shit. I don't know about all that, man.
Yeah, dude, they're experts in the fields of like diamonds and things too. Lithium. They can identify rare minerals.
Just by looking at them.
Yeah, China's after the minerals, so I think they pretty much pre-programmed all of their spies to just be able to identify rare earth findings.
What the fuck?
It's like lithium. Oh, these are lithium deposits. We need that shit.
We need it now. Make us rich.
But you know, I went on. It's interesting to go on like the news, like on your phone, because you realize how fucking biased all these
channels are.
Things are. It's like top sport stories. It's like just like it's just like I like 11 right-wing congressmen that rejected Afghan refugee visas. It's like it's like so baity. It's like why are we like so funny.
Why is that the point of
What
it?
is that the point of the situation? It doesn't solve anybody's problems. And the problem is not that they're doing that, it's that we consume it. So I don't know that's going to change.
I don't think so. I think that
people really like to chase it.
Yeah, I think that monster's just, the ball is rolling way too much on that shit. I don't know if people will ever break the cycle of paying attention to the media and believing that shit. Cause
what's weird is that like you have all these people committed to their values very concretely. Like they're very like, this is what I believe, blah, blah, blah. But, given the opportunity to discuss with them their beliefs and where they got them or how they study, like very seldomly are people basing their decisions in, researched or thought out, thoughts. It's always just somebody else's opinions that rubbed off on them.
Yep.
So I've definitely taken like a very active, monitoring of like the stuff I'm absorbing and saying, and making sure that I'm saying things like, hey, you actually got this from somewhere that was like thought out. It wasn't just some blip you picked up.
Yeah.
Now I will blurt that shit out from time to time. Like I'll even say that stuff from time to time just to upset people. Like stuff that's just completely untrue. Like I said something about solar energy or something a few weeks back. Like I got the 5 or so people that reached out to me with negativity. I pretty much knew it was going to be those 5. I was like, let me see what kind of cages I can rattle today. This one dude was like, listen, this isn't exactly factual. You have a blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, buddy, it's a joke.
Yeah, chill out.
Yeah, chill out. Like, you're in California. Shit's burning down. You got to worry about getting Newsom out of there. Whatever.
Get the waves. Get the beach, nerd.
Whatever. There's some good things, though. I think we won the Olympics.
Yeah, we definitely did. We haven't recapped that in a while.
We haven't recapped the Olympics medals because we had guests.
Yeah, we were too caught up in talking about business. Let's see.
Yeah, we cleaned up, dude. 113 over China. Fuck China.
Fucking suck it, China.
Suck it, China. 113 over 88 Chinese medals. We got the problem though is what is with the pop-ups Olympics webpage? Like
every time.
The United States of America with 39 gold medals.
Let's go.
Republic of China with 38 gold medals. We shouldn't have more than just one gold medal more than China.
Yeah.
Japan 27, Great Britain 22. Like it just goes downhill from there. Like you want to come talk to us, Italy? You got 10 medals. Get on our level.
Yeah. Shut
I
up.
thought you guys were good at stuff.
They're fast runners. I think they're the world's fastest.
I'm
Sure,
really
if
surprised to
they're-
see the Republic of Korea so low on
Right.
the thing.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Only 6 gold medals. I feel like Korea is a low-key dominating country. I think people don't give enough credit to Korea. They've got a lot of, they've got K-pop infrastructure. They got all kinds of entertainment going on over there.
Maybe they're too focused on K-pop and not sports.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Surprised Spain is so low too, man. They got
Spain
some,
only got 3 gold medals.
bro, they got some athletes in Spain. I don't know what the fuck's up with them.
What do you mean? What athletes?
Bro,
Name athletes of Spain that aren't soccer players. Go.
fuck.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know a single Spanish athlete.
Fucking Paul Marcasol. There you go. Boom. NBA.
Dude, I don't even know if he's actually not. I don't know who that guy is, so we can't verify that.
What the f? He played on the Lakers? Marcasol?
The Lakers?
The Lakers?
Yeah, I don't know that to be true or untrue. Israel, 2 medals. They're busy killing people
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
fine. I guess
Or
we understand.
avoiding getting killed,
Yeah.
depending upon the week.
Yeah.
So they're distracted, and they're just the size of New Jersey. Thailand got 1 gold.
Oh, shit.
Morocco got a gold. I feel like some people just got golds.
Just to get them. Damn.
Let's see. Let's start at the Syrian Arab Republic. 0 medals. Oh, no, they got 1
bronze, 1 silver.
1 silver, 1 bronze. Let's see this.
Participation.
Kuwait, Grenada. Mexico, it's got 0.
Wow.
Dude, Mexico had 4 silver, 4 bronze. No, that's total,
No,
dude.
yeah.
That's 4
Oh,
bronze.
4 bronze.
Dang, they didn't get any silvers.
So, damn, Morocco and Kuwait, they all got 1 bronze medal.
No, that's not Morocco. That's Moldova.
Oh, fuck, Moldova. Why did I say Morocco?
Moldova.
Moldova.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Botswana.
Cut it.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I don't know. That's just truth of the matter is we don't know.
We're just nasty.
But another interesting thing is that the crypto market, there are a couple little altcoins made a huge run last night.
Which one?
Cardano, I think, made a 30% jump. One of them made a big one, made like 32% overnight, and I was like, damn. Some 20-year-old kid probably just became a millionaire by accident.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
$2 or
Nah, that's not it.
no?
Nah.
What the fuck?
I don't know which one it was. Dogecoin, maybe.
Did Doge have a come up too?
Let's see what Doge got. Let's go to boom. He's a little overnight guy there. Towards the end. There you go. So like,
God damn, I might have made some money on Doge. I haven't checked that shit.
yeah. Take it out. Put it in Bitcoin.
Take it out, put it in. Yeah. I'm just holding it just in case that shit is like $1 someday. I don't know.
What, you think you're going to sell it at $1?
If that happens, yeah. Get rid of that shit.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Another cool thing I saw recently, at a White Sox game, Kevin Costner and his friends came out of the thing, they did like a performance, kind of like, have you ever seen the movie Angels in the Outfield, Field of Dreams?
Field of Dreams.
You've never seen that movie?
If you build it, they will come. That
Yeah.
movie. I think I just know that line. I don't really remember much of it.
Yeah, the White Sox had like a little thing, Field of Dreams.
Like Kevin Costner. But they did something with the White Sox recently?
Go to Costner. Yeah, they're good down. Field of Dreams series adaptation from, so probably that first video 4 days ago. What was this it?
On Peacock.
I don't know. I watched an MSNBC thing. Here, go back. I think it was like that first video. That one.
This one?
Yeah, click that.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So it was pretty cool.
It looks like it. They're doing the whole thing. Making it all old and stuff. Oh, shit. That was cool.
Yeah, so He's kind of behaving like Joe Biden, like he doesn't know where he is.
The cameraman just came out of the fucking cornfield. Damn, they really set that whole thing up? That's crazy.
Isn't it wild?
It's pretty sick.
The other thing I picked up is Moderna's vaccine allegedly protects against the Delta variant.
Does it?
That's what they're saying.
Huh.
Interesting stuff, right?
Moderna protects against Delta.
I don't know. I don't know what the whole hype is about all this stuff. I think the vaccine thing is going to become like the flu vaccine probably. Either way. COVID-19 cases rising in the United States as the Delta variant has been identified in all 50 states.
Oh,
Let's
shit.
go, Delta. Yeah, my money's on the Delta. Kill us all. It's definitely going to get us. This time it's going to get us.
This shit not getting me, bro.
Dude,
Fuck outta here.
dude, I don't know what the bullshit they sold us last time, though, but it got like 0.4% of America. We were promised 4% death rates. We didn't get that. I feel slighted.
Yeah.
Like, where's the death?
Was that 1,000% off?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Or is
Shit.
it? Yeah, what the fuck?
What? What are you doing?
You guys selling me short here.
You guys sold it fucking short. Whoever's in charge of that, the FDA hasn't approved any of these vaccines yet.
No.
Is that important?
No. I don't know. Is it?
What does the FDA even fucking do?
They're just the government.
Right?
Anyway.
Because we got the CDC. They say it's okay. Right? So why is everybody concerned about the FDA? Why do we even have the FDA if we don't give a shit what they have to say, right?
Yeah, it's just
Are we not... Did we just solve a problem with the problem?
a necessary hurdle.
Unnecessary hurdle. Just disband the FDA.
Yeah, fuck that.
Why do we need their approval to do anything?
Why do I
We've
need-
already done it.
Yeah, we've done it.
We're going to go backwards to get approval? We're already approved.
Everyone's used it.
We got fucking allegedly 49% or something Americans vaccinated. We're going to get a review on it now. It's like, oh, let's build these cars and sell them. And then when they start exploding, we'll figure it out then. # Pinto. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we'll figure it out when we cross that bridge. Seatbelts,
Fuck
Eh.
you.
whatever. I remember the Subarus, the WRXs one year, had an issue with the bolts on the seats, like how the seat was bolted to the actual car.
Yeah.
And in certain types of accidents, the seat could actually shear off. Whatever, right? World's safest fucking vehicle that's also supposed to be rallying across dirt roads and high-speed jumps, right? The seats just come off. Nobody thinks that's funny.
Oh,
You don't
shit.
think that's funny? Everybody's chasing the death toll, right? I got a theory.
Yeah.
I think people are so hyped about people dying about the COVID now because we were promised so many fucking deaths and we didn't get them. And people are like, I want my deaths.
Yeah, I want people to die.
I want death.
Yeah.
Kill them.
So fuck.
That's
the
what
FDA.
America is about right now. They're like,
Yeah.
where's the death ticker? It used to be down here in the bottom right-hand corner. The Taliban's attacking. We don't have the death ticker anymore. It's like, oh, the Olympics are on. We got the Olympic logo.
Yeah.
Where's the death ticker?
We need the death.
Are we at 1 million yet? It's like, what the fuck?
Update us.
Karen, where's the death ticker? It's like, that's how people, that's like, when I don't know what has happened in the last couple of years to me, but more and more, I got a little caught up in the hype in the beginning of the corona.
Mhm.
And I came out of it.
Yeah.
And then we got hyped up in the election shit. And I came out of it. And after both those things, I've realized I completely wasted all of that time.
That's good. It's good you realize
You know
that.
what I'm saying? I completely wasted all of that energy because
Yeah.
I know better than that.
Yeah.
I've read a lot of the history and shit. And I just get upset because people haven't read the book. It's like, I'm mad because you didn't read it. And I was like, that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous notion. So I'm just going to over the last, definite 6 to 7 months, the situation is just well, good thing the fucking Delta variant isn't going to beat the Pfizer vaccine.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the Moderna vaccine.
Moderna, yeah.
Moderna's got it covered.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure they
That's
do.
funny as shit to me.
It's like,
It's
how
like-
do you-
How did they prepare for
Yeah,
that? How did
how?
they know? What is so different about the Moderna vaccine that the Pfizer and J&J one don't cover you.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What? But the FDA, we don't. Those guys, what are they gonna do about that? Nothing, because we already got it. It's like, what the fuck do we need them for? Let's fire all of them. All right, let's just fire them.
Just get rid of them.
We're gonna bring Don back. You're fired.
Yeah.
FDA.
FDA,
right.
You're done.
You're done.
It's over.
It's over. You had an opportunity to review the drugs. I put the drugs in front of you. You didn't review them. You're fired.
Wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Stop. You're wrong. I'm right. You're wrong.
Yeah, bro, that's fucking bullshit.
Just fucking ridiculous.
Also, how do they know it kind of protects you against the Delta?
Exactly. Like, how do we even know the Delta is a real thing?
Is that just a selling point?
Like the Delta. Who's checking for that?
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying.
Is there like
come up with that?
Yo. Bring the COVID. Are those COVID? Those are tests? All right, cool. Bring them over here. Oh, no, whoa. Are these Deltas or are these normal? Candace gets the normals, but we get the Deltas in this room. All right.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Like, how do you
It's like,
know
what's the difference in the strand? Is it really that different? Is it like thinking differently? You know what I'm saying? Like the way I think about it is like you got the COVID, who's like the firstborn, and then you got like the middleborn, Delta. And it's like, hey, I'm Delta. And it's like, oh, geez. You got a little flair to you, Delta. I'm Chris, your older brother. And he's like, well, what up, COVID, Chris? Whatever. I got Delta. They can't stop this. Like that fucking dude that's going around the White House.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that video?
No, but I saw pictures of it.
Yeah. They made like somebody made a TikTok one for the Taliban.
What the fuck?
You might not be able to find it.
Oh.
It's like that banned right now. But they banned that, but they didn't ban the one. The White House actually paid for that dude to roll around the White House and be fabulous. I'm like, is that going to get our bodies stacked?
Yeah, why are they
We need deaths. Why are you going around the White House behaving this way, all positive and shit? We need to sell doom and gloom. We need to convince people that get the vaccine. This guy's rolling around the White House like, yay! I just got my nails done with Biden. It's like, what the fuck? But this dude, I'll play it through the thing, like if we can hear it.
Bye, Americans. This is the day in the life of a Taliban intern. We started off the day taking inventory of the guns America left behind. Very tedious but honest work. In our effort to stop Asian hate, we are exclusively selling our opium to China.
It's just like all that shit. Like, he literally behaves exactly like that dude and just calls out all the fucking, like, hypocrisy surrounding, like, we're making this video of this dude being all pretty and having his nails done, running around the White House, and there's a caliphate just, like, murdering women and children in Afghanistan in a war that we started. That's not funny?
It's a distraction, bro.
Dude, it's like we're all like, oh, my God, this guy's so great. Meanwhile, we got fucking Afghanistan people falling off planes.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a shit.
God
Because welcome to America.
Welcome to America.
Land of the free. Go get your social media started. Because if you don't have a brand, you ain't shit. It's true. Like this week, it's just like I'm like trying. Like, I mean, I do get caught up in it sometimes still.
Mm-hmm.
You see it. But I'm like trying to just like, what else can we do? Just laugh at this shit. That's all you got. That's all you got. I got an argument with somebody the other day. It was just like, I was like, oh, yeah, it's like Biden kind of pulled out a little aggressively. It's like, well, Trump was planning on doing it. I was like, yeah, but they didn't really like, they were still figuring it out because they knew how big of a fucking mess it was going to be. So they were like, we want to pull out, but we're still figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, well, fuck Trump. We need to leave. Biden's like, well, I got you guys. I'll pull out. And then I was like, well, it's kind of Biden's fault. And they was like, well, how is it Biden's fault? Trump made this mess. And I was like, did he? Did he make this mess? Let's do the math here, okay? We're going to do the math. Joe Biden's president. Trump was president for 4 years. Joe Biden was vice president for 8 years before that. So in the last, I don't know, 14 years, Joe Biden's been there, I don't know, 11 of them? 11 of those years? 10 of those years? Depending on how much he survives, you know, his presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's kind of like, well, what was he doing while he was there for the 8 years? All this shit was going on then. You're telling me somebody else was there in his house for 4 years, and then he came back and was like, well, this problem's completely different. This whole war is completely different. We just got to leave. It's like, no, you were there for 8 fucking years. You were part of, like, you know, capturing all Osama bin Laden and shooting him in the face or whatever happened. Right? So it's just so, like, when it's convenient to be in charge, people are in charge. When it's convenient for them not to be in charge, they're like, it's the other guy.
Yeah.
And anybody that does that shit ever should be taken out behind the woodshed and just beaten and kicked out. Like, honestly, like, if our leaders just took on, like, a completely different stance on that, and they'd be like, yeah, that happened. We made a call. It didn't work out the way we were planning. This is what we're doing to fix it. Moving forward, this is what we're going to do. America would be like, yeah, we fuck.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But every time it's like something happens, it's like Joe Biden made the call. Technically, he's the leader and had the go or no go over, do we leave Afghanistan? He said, we're leaving Afghanistan. Then he put the people in charge of how it got done. And then they were like, we need it sped up. And now we got people dying in an unfortunate circumstance, right? In a situation we could have, like, it's not coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's like we have the ability to make a difference. Like, you make a fucking difference. That's what it is. There's no questions there. That's like what being American's about. Like, I can't stand when people are like, oh, America should stop spending money on this or stop spending money on that or, like, just worry about this. It's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But, like, the world is a global, we have, like, a global trade system now. Like, it does not, there is no nationalism success stories anymore. North Korea, how are they doing? Completely nationalistic, right? There's no opportunity. Like, even America's very large. It would be very difficult, and it would take 20, 30, 50 years for us to transition into that and then out of it successfully. Like, if we went that way, we'd just crush our economy. So it's like we have to protect that. And then it's like we're the biggest kid on the playground. But, like, you know, sometimes you owe it to other people to do something. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it's interesting. When it's like, take responsibility for what you did, let's fix it. That's what being an American is about. It's like, but then just blaming it on other people. I don't think people are looking at it that way.
No, nobody looks at any problems that way in America. America needs to get back to, like, this is a problem. It's a fucking problem. Facts. Problem. We're comfortable with acknowledging problems.
Yeah.
Number one. We aren't. Right? Some people are, some people aren't. Some people throw it in your fucking face, some people deny it. Right? Just like, whatever. Like, we have poor, we have rich, we have fed, unfed, we have educated, uneducated. There's always, like, a dichotomy. Always will be. As soon as you get in touch with that, the better off you will. And then you, like, or will be. It's just, it's like unfortunate that there's a lot of people calling for change that aren't really doing anything about it. And then when you sit back and you're like, we want change, we don't want to do anything about it, but we're going to critique how you do something about it. It's like, well, are you going to sit on the sidelines or are you going to get in the game? So if you're not in the game to me, shut your mouth. And I have no problem telling people to shut their mouth. Like, it's like just straight up. Like, you literally have no ground to stand on this. Like, I had somebody mention to me about how, like, you know, we caused this whole situation in Afghanistan because of our imperialism. And I'm like, nah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see where you could make that argument. I could see that. But, like, they don't understand, like, Afghanistan was, like, a beautiful place at one time. Not that long ago. We're, like, talking the 90s. And then, like, Taliban Caliphate started coming through. And, you know, it went from, like, people wearing dresses and being very Western and all that. Yeah, Western. Depending on where you are in the world. Sometimes it's Eastern. Yeah. And, you know, that got all shut down because of, like, the radicalism and, like, the religious viewpoints and, you know, like Sharia law and all of that stuff, where it's like now people have to dress clothes, women are property, like all of that stuff changed because people took power out of the country that were, you know, funded by another country and their belief system. So it's kind of like Osama bin Laden was created because he was excommunicated from the, you know, the Saudi Empire, and he was rich as fuck. And then, you know, he had beef with the United States because we helped him fight against the Russians, and then we bailed on him. And we're like, all right, cool. You guys did what we wanted you to do. Now, you know what? You guys can figure out this infrastructure and shit. We bailed on them. And he's like, all right, cool, America. We'll fly some planes into your buildings. Not after I do some other shit, but long story short, that's what he did. And then we all flew over there to fuck him up. One man did all of that. One scorned man did that. And now we have a country of scorned people there. And we have a country of great people there as well. Mm-hmm. So it's like, do you help the great people, like, you know, squish out the other ones? Of course you do. Right?
Yeah.
You get rid of darkness. You get more light.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying we're like these angels, whatever. Like, it's definitely a messy situation on our side as well.
Mm-hmm.
And murder and death and war and things like that is, you know. It's indescribable, we'll say.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't need words, nor are there, you know, appropriate set of words for that yet. So it's kind of like, I get why people don't want to do things. Or you have my mom who's like, you know, you get kids involved in this, and like you have everybody's viewpoints.
Mm-hmm.
But I think ultimately, at the end of the day, if the people that are doing the work feel good about it and feel accomplished by it and feel like they're helping people by it, like, it doesn't fucking matter what anybody else has to say.
Right.
Right.
They're not in the shit.
You're not a part of it. You're not even doing anything about it. You got comments, but like you haven't, like your entire life, all you've ever done is serve your needs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you gonna like? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Right. And that's coming from somebody like, I'm an extremely like selfish based person. I think about myself like just naturally. Like, I think most people probably do, and just aren't comfortable with saying that.
Yeah.
And over the years, I've learned how to become like a leader and then like take care of people, and then like how rewarding that is, to the point where it's like you build up like an infrastructure like we have here in our company. It's pretty small. It's like, but I'm very much worried about like everybody involved.
Right.
So then you take commentary from people who are like one-man contractors, or like the one man and the helper, and they like think they got it figured out and they got something to say, or they'll like ask questions, and then like somehow or another their point of view is like, well, I came to you for questions, I have a problem, and then like you're giving me the input, but I don't like what you're saying. It's like, yeah, but you're not in the trenches. That's why you don't like what I'm saying. It's because you're commenting from the outside of the whole situation, and you feel like a fraud.
Mm-hmm. Right?
And that's like your inner ego being like, just shut your mouth. You're like, if you feel uncomfortable in that sense, like, get the credibility so that you feel comfortable. And that's with anything. And I think that there's so many people commenting on Corona, the war, the border situation, immigration. Like, everybody's commenting with like with just like this very just like knee slap of this upset, like into like it hits them, like the information hits them, and it's just like their initial reaction is just like blah, and they just blurt it out. That's what it looks like when you see people like saying things now.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. It's just like you see all the cards people have, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You're like that's such a cancerous point of view you have there. Let me investigate it. And then when you investigate it, you're like, oh, this person, you know, has 2 kids with a dude that said they were going to get married like 10 years ago. Like, they work at Rite Aid. They, you know, their mom was a meth head, but not like, it's just like, oh, it's like, well, that person's perspective is completely ridiculous, because like, that's all they have is that perspective. And then I've learned that like every time I get into it with those folks, or those, maybe not the meth heads or whatever, like I choose to engage, I always learn on the back end, and I'm like, oh wow, that person's always got like some sort of issues or some sort of like upset or frustration in their life that's causing them to like just like attack like Biden or something, like whatever they're upset about that week. They're like, we're gonna have Al Qaeda here on our shores, and I'm like, I don't know about that, but like maybe. Like, I'd welcome it. They get lit the fuck up, but like we'd have some bloody beaches, you know? So it's like you just see these people and you're like, wow, man. And that's what ultimately that whole car situation, that whole road rage situation, Jesus Christ, we brought it all back.
Circle.
Like, that's what that was. Like, after I got into it and, like, really when the dude called me back, and how to hear how mad he was that somebody had stopped and called him to call him on his bullshit. Not that I'm, like, the social justice warrior. He upset me, and I needed him to know I was upset.
Yeah.
That's all it was. I wasn't trying to hold him accountable or anything. I was just like, bro, what is your problem? And you pissed me off. Like, why? What is so worth it? Right? I need to understand what is so worth it. And he was fucking pissed about it. Right? Pissed enough that he called me, like, every day for a whole fucking week. That I was just like, hey, why? Right? And maybe if more people, I'm not saying, like, start calling every person that wrongs you, because it's just an exhaust of like a waste of energy. Mm-hmm. It's really not worth it. But, like, on a lower level, if you could just start asking more people why they're doing things, I think we could all stand to benefit, because we'll be like, you get the why, and then you'll be like, I was going to say this, but now I got the why. Now it doesn't make as much sense to say this.
Yeah, true.
So that's what I've been doing recently. It's been like, what's going on here? And I try and do it in the most, like, because that can come off like a fucking asshole thing too. You can come off like a dick. Like, if you text somebody, be like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's like it's a real casual, like, this is interesting. Little message. Be like, this is interesting. Like, somebody posts some radical thing in their stories. It's like, whoa. Do they really think that?
Yeah, what's going on right now?
Yo, you really think that guy's a Nazi? Like, he doesn't guy strike me as a Nazi at all. Like, you can't just go around calling people Nazis, because when you do come across a Nazi, you want everybody to turn their head and look at them. Mm-hmm. So if you go around and everybody's a Nazi, which it seems like some weeks everybody's a Nazi, it's like, you're kind of, let's keep the word Nazi reserved for actual people of, Nazi core values.
Yeah, for sure.
But ask your whys, people.
Yeah, it's good to know why. And sometimes even those people that tell you their why get a chance to self-reflect afterwards. Like, maybe this guy did, self-reflected, and then, wanted to call you back because he felt a certain way.
Yeah, not everybody has Gilmar in a podcast to come on and just, like, tell the world their bullshit situations and then realize, why?
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, it's good to know why, man. And be patient with that why. Don't judge people. It's just like, hear them out and then try to understand where they're coming from.
It is.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know.
But yesterday we did something cool, though, to close it out. We went to the Alpha Bravo Canine fundraiser. There was 3 locations that we could have attended that they hosted it at, called a White Dog Cafe. There's one in the city, and then there's 3 locations outside the city. I believe there's one in Wayne, one in Glen Mills, I think. Could be wrong there. But Alpha Bravo Canine is a charity that we are starting to, support a lot. Hopefully a lot of their needs, or as much as we can help. They raise puppies for veterans with PTSD and things like that. So they raise the dogs, they train them, and then they donate them. Chocolate Labs predominantly. Damn. So Rambo is trained by their for-profit business, which I believe is called Tailwaggers. And they do a great job with the training, socialization, and everything like that. But they do spend a lot of time, like, their business supports the Alpha Bravo Canine cause by, helping the trainers, basically. So when you're like their biggest need right now are, like, puppy raisers. Mm-hmm. So you get a puppy for the, relative 2-year period it takes to train the dog, and then they get tested, and then they're either, like, if they pass, they're assigned, but if they fail, like, I think you get, first dibs on, like, keeping the dog.
Yeah.
So you spend all that time, but raising, obviously money's easy to find, but time is not. So finding people to actually raise these dogs has become I guess, their bottleneck
Yeah.
as a nonprofit organization. So if anybody knows anyone that maybe an empty nester, maybe a stay-at-home mom with a little bit more time on her hands, or a stay-at-home dad, right?
Yeah, right.
No gender discrimination. Stay-at-home
At all,
dads,
man.
get your shit, dude. Do that
Yeah,
laundry
I want to be that someday.
respectfully, dude. Yeah, Gilmar wants to be a stay-at-home dad.
That'd be nice, but nah, I gotta work anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, reach out to us. Reach out to Ariel. She's working really close with them. I know that, she likes to donate her time a lot, so I think she'll be, really involved
Yeah.
in no time, knowing how she gets down. So it's really a great cause. There's a lot of people that benefit from this, especially, our veterans that went out and, they go and handle business, and sometimes they don't come back the way they went out, and they just need a dog to, put a little bit back into the world for them. So if you have the time, definitely reach out. Definitely could train a lot more dogs if people were available. So give us some help, I guess, if you know anybody.
Yeah. I keep dogs.
Whatever. And if you got money, they'll take that too.
Yeah.
Never gonna say no to money, but definitely looking for dog raisers.
Yeah, help them out.
And we got a big show on Thursday. Recording on Thursday. It'll come out next week, hopefully. I mean, Gilmar's away next week, so hopefully it comes out next week before he leaves. Maybe I'll have to help him with that. But we got John Marley coming on
shout
Thursday.
Out. The winner of GoPro.
Winner of the GoPro.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing in disguise. Like, people were like, "Oh, you guys didn't get as many followers as you wanted on the GoPro thing," and I'm like, "No, it didn't do that well at all. If we're being honest, it wasn't that great." But we learned a lot from it. At least I did, on how to run those events. Not going to tell you what I learned because it's valuable and I want to keep it to myself right now. And then we'll test it. But there's a little bit more to those giveaways than we initially realized. A little bit more. You got to spend more money than just the GoPro on getting, people to mention the GoPro. You got to get like celebrity endorsements. You can't just post it on the internet and expect people to participate. We also made ours too difficult to participate in. Yeah, I think you had to like jump through every fucking platform and like us on every page and do that. And I think if in hindsight, if we were just like, hey, like this post, subscribe or follow this Instagram page, tag 3 friends, somebody's going to GoPro. Might have hit. Who knows? I know thousands of people saw it, that video. Yeah. Thousands. A lot of people. We're talking like, I think between 10,000, 20,000 people some days we're seeing that. So it's like, maybe people thought it was a scam. So we're going to bring John on. It's funny. Like we did. So like getting back to the point, like it did fail. But if I have to buy a GoPro to get John Marley in the studio, that's a win.
Worth it.
Right. I won't buy a GoPro for everybody. So don't think that's a thing. But trying to get John on here for a long time. He's a really cool guy. John Marley has 2 Instagram pages, his personal and then his business. He has he's a cool cat. He is a really, really skilled builder. He works for not really our competition, but our competition. They're a little bit older of a company, but they build in kind of like the same quality, higher end market that we build in. He is a thorough savage on a construction site. Like if you need a home built to perfection with all the details and the science and everything behind it, like he's your guy. Would love to, work with him someday. So, but he also like drifts cars, built his own house. Like he's just cool dude, and he fishes with John. So hopefully we don't get too carried away with them, talking about ripping lips.
Yeah, right.
But whatever, they love it. It's fun to see them out there. Just cool guy.
Yeah, excited for that one.
So, thanks for listening. We had a good time.
Yeah.
We definitely need more people to share the show, get it out there. A lot of people are going to, benefit and hear different messages and things we have. It's not super organized, and I've been critiqued on that. Or criticized. Been like, hey, maybe if you niched it a little bit more, you'd get something. I'm like, now what we're doing has a slower burn. It's called entertaining people with information.
Yeah, we're dropping
Right.
gems, man. Check
It's an informative, fun time, and you need to share it with your fucking friends, you assholes. Like, pay the fee. Pay the fee.
You'll learn a thing.
Pay the man, Dana.
Pay the man, Dana.
So, subscribe. Follow our Instagram page. Subscribe to the YouTube. Leave us a comment. Like, hit us a comment. Like, throw us something. Be like, hey, it'd be cool if you guys did this, or we want to see this person, or reach out to that person. Let us know. We also have really cool. Holy shit, the new cover's up. Dang, dude. We got to get Gilmore a better picture because he looks like he's definitely on a terrorist watch list in that picture potentially.
I look like a thotty in this.
This is fucking great, dude. So we got our new media banner up. We're like it's a lot of fun. We're connecting people. We're meeting really cool people. We're helping. We're getting involved. It's just a great time. So hop on the positivity train, and reach out. We can help you probably some way or same way or fashion. Yeah. Or just we be friends. Just don't try and crash into me on a Friday.
don't try to sue us.
Thanks for listening. We love you guys, and that's the show.